What's up? What's up? Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's up? Excited to have you guys on this morning. Make sure you share this feed. We got some really, really great interviews this morning. I'm excited to talk to these amazing, amazing millennials about their experience with I am I am Academy, and you guys are gonna have an opportunity to grow, right? That's what I love. I call this raise the bar, having wealth conversations. I never tire of them, Chef. Like, I never tire of them because I learn all the time. What's up, Kiera, Chris, Danita, Ramona, Angela? Yes, Angela says she's proud of you, Chef.
Thank you.
L'Oreal, what's up? Good morning. So yeah, we're gonna have great conversations today. So go ahead, guys, and share this feed with everybody. I've been in this space. Hey guys, go ahead and mute out. Just it'll stop us from having any little wrestling until we get ready to bring you on. But what's up, Angela Taylor? What's up? So, guys, I'm excited that you guys are on here this morning. Thanks so much for joining us. Let me go ahead and get started with prayer as I do every live that I do. Gracious Father, we thank you, Lord, so much for this day. We thank you, Lord, for training us and teaching us. And God, I just thank you, Lord, that if we're alive, if we're alive today, we were destined to win. We were destined to win big. We were destined to succeed. We were destined to prosper and advance and accelerate and experience your goodness, experience your kindness, and experience your prosperity. Now, Father, I declare now that every person up under the sound of my voice, I declare and decree now that they will experience supernatural wealth, the supernatural wealth transfer. They'll experience mega success, mega expansion of territory. God, I thank you for not letting us stay the same. Thank you for not letting us think the same. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for teaching us how to prosper. And God, we give you all the praise today. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. All right, so excited you guys are on here this morning. Thanks so much for joining in again. Don't forget, please go ahead and share this feed. So I want to, before I jump in and start having this amazing conversation with this amazingly brilliant group this morning, I just want to encourage you to really, really, really take and examine what's happening right now. Because there are tons of changes that are happening right now around the world. Nothing is going to stay the same, Wendy. If you look at just how things have evolved, even in the last couple of years. We had Chairman 500 Jason on yesterday, and it was so good. He was saying, Estelle, how when IM first got started, 2012, it was like the first Apple computer with the floppy disk, and it was big, and most people really didn't know what Apple was. They were just kind of, becoming aware of. Let's see, we got some feedback. Let me see, where is that coming from? Okay, thank you. When it first got started, and think about the first iPhone, right? The first iPhone, DD, was, I think it was the iPhone 2. I think that's what it was. And then we saw this great evolution happening with iPhone. They went from the 2 to 4, and then 6, and then 7, and then 8, and now we got the 10, right? And so some of y'all got the 11. And guess what? In August, September, what are they going to do? They're going to change and bring on a more and improved 12. I'm waiting for the 12. I got the 10, but I'm waiting for the 12, right? So what can we expect when we see the 12? We can expect maybe more artificial intelligence, we already can do mirroring and emojis that look like us, that sound like us. We can FaceTime. It started off with FaceTiming just one person, Angela. Now you can FaceTime a whole group of people. Last year, most people didn't know what Zoom was. Now everybody is using Zoom. Zoom last year, stock price was much lower than it is today. I mean, you can see that there is so much change that's happening. And I want to encourage you guys that are watching right now that change is upon us. It's going to continue to change. Things are going to continue to evolve. And so what you have to do, Teresa, is you have to make up in your mind that I'm going to connect to a group of people, a well-focused group of people that are brilliant and ahead of their time and asking questions and being inquisitive and looking at the financial landscape, Janetta, so that we can continue to grow and evolve. Because imagine the people that still have the iPhone 2. I don't even know if it will work. Like all y'all laughing like, you busted. Right? But think about that. Think about people that are out there right now that maybe still have a flip phone, right? Now we actually have, a couple years ago, there was no AirPods. Now you like, you ain't got no AirPods? What's wrong with you, right? Because everything is continuing to change. Everything is continuing to evolve. And so what you have to do is understand, Betty, is that just like all these things are changing that I just brought to your attention, it's the same thing with money. Money is continuing to evolve. It's continuing to change. The speed of money, the velocity of money is moving much faster than what it was moving even 5 years ago, right? So this conversation that we're going to have today is really, really, really important, because what you have to ask yourself right now, I want you guys just to think about this for a minute. What do you want your life to look like in a year? What do you want your life to look like in 5 years? Where will you be? Where will you live? What will you eat? What will you experience? Because here's the reality. If you take a look at the last 5 years of your life, the average person, and God loves the average person, but we're just having a real wealth conversation. The average person's life looks pretty much the same. Maybe they moved, but it could have been pretty much in the same type of neighborhood. Maybe they got a new car. Maybe their savings, more than likely their savings didn't increase. The average person, their investments more than likely did not increase. You have very little variation. What happens when you financially educate yourself? You start to see that you have drastic moves because cash flow is there, education is there. So now you're saying, I'm going to start putting more money into, crypto, more money into oil, more money into real estate, more money into the foreign exchange market, because now I'm getting the education that allows a person to look at my life even 2 years ago, even a year ago. This space, hear me good before I bring them on. This space can have you unrecognizable. You people won't be able to recognize you because you're dripping so strong. And it's not just superficial drip, but there is so much personal development in the way you think, and the way you problem solve, and the way you move in the earth, and how you make decisions, how fast you make decisions, how certain you become, how confident you become. Your confidence is directly connected to your productivity. Because what ends up happening is, as you grow, you now begin to develop an incessant desire to see humanity grow, to see people change. I live, God has blessed my life tremendously, but now I have a burning desire to see, okay, I want to make sure I say your name right, girl. Your beautiful self. Say it for me, Chef, because I don't want to mess it up.
Halima. It's Halima.
Halima. And now I want to see Halima grow. I want to see grow. I got you. I want to see Chef grow. So this is what financial education does. It doesn't just give you the money. The money is important. Don't ever see a poverty mindset tells you money is not important. And that is a complete deception. Because when I look at the brutality that is still going on in our African-American community with our African-American men, that is an economic issue. Social injustices come because of economic disparity. So when you start talking about, okay, I want to stop this, or I want to stop this, or I want to stop, children going into the foster care system because their parents maybe are strung out on drugs because they were in neighborhoods that had greater accessibility to drugs, where if they would have grew up in another neighborhood, they would have had a different experience. So economics impacts all of those layers of society. It doesn't just impact, you being able to stay at the Ritz-Carlton versus the Holiday Inn. Now, Lord knows I want you to experience the Ritz. But it impacts all those different areas of society. So I want you all, as you're listening on here this morning, I don't want you to just think, listen, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to sell anything. I am trying to make an impression and help you to transform the way that you think about your life, about your decisions, about where you are, about where you deserve to be, and about you taking on your responsibility to educate yourself, and then also putting others in a position, Nathaniel, to be able to learn and apply themselves. Because to me, it is an indictment against the civil rights movement. I didn't even say it right. Civil rights movement. Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, Frederick Douglass. We read those stories. They fought for us to get an education. But now in 2020, we have access to tons of education, and you're going to tell me you're going to think about it? You're going to come tell me that you're going to go ask another human being, and you are now free in America to ask permission if you can learn or not? That is an indictment. Shame on you. So I want to challenge the way you think about life today. I want to challenge the way that you move and encourage you as you're listening to their powerful testimonies that this can be for you. I don't just bring people on here just because I don't have anything else to do. I do it because I have a heart for you to hear somebody else's testimony to say, well, doggone it then. If it can happen for them, doggone it then. Why can't it happen for me? If it can happen for her, and if it can happen for him, then why can't it happen for me? It can happen for you. So I want you to approach what you hear from a viewpoint of, where is my life today? Where do I want my life at the end of 2020? Where do I want to be 2022, 2023, 2024? And what environment am I in to cultivate that kind of thinking? Now, when you're learning something new, that's what you're doing. You're learning something new. So it doesn't mean you're going to necessarily, comprehend all the concepts, but the whole program is set up for you to be able to learn and earn at the same time. But nothing is going to happen if you quit. Where will we be if Harriet Tubman, after her first ride to freedom, said, I'm free? Half of them don't want to come no way. Where will we be if Frederick Douglass was not fighting to educate himself? So my question is, who will you be to our community? Who will you be in the city? Will you just get yours and ride off in the sunset in your Range Rover with all your needs met? Or will you become a freedom fighter for wealth? Because unfortunately, we still have a lot of people that talk crazy about money. It don't take all that. All I need is love and peace. You sound like a fool. I don't know who you think you're gonna help if you don't have no money. And I don't know how you think you're gonna witness to nobody if you don't have your needs met. Sit down. So I love y'all. I ain't even plan on all this, child. But anyway, so let's come to the party. We got a bunch of really, really cool people that I love and admire. And I want to start right now with Chef because Chef Josh is in the building. Chef, let me tell you, man, you text me, you screenshotted yesterday. We can't talk numbers, but you screenshotted your trades, which you've been averaging every day. And I want to tell you, I am very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because you had to get in this space and learn. You see, when you start talking about educating yourself, you think about a product, I could just give you this product, like, But when you got to learn, you got to take responsibility for educating yourself. And you had to do that. Talk a little bit about how we even met, first of all. How that come about, Chef?
First off, I'm about to cash up your offering for this message you done started early this morning. First off, it ain't that Cherry 100 type of offering, but it's my 1,000-day offering. So one thing I have to say too is I'm so humbly blessed to be a part of what you're doing, because you really changed my life more than you may have known. And I know I send you thank you text every now and then, but I'm seriously, the way you elevated my thinking, because being with the Dr. Dollar and Pastor Taffy, they talk about prosperity, but then it's like, okay, how do I get there? And I know if my business is working, but it's still not the jump I want to do, because I said by my time in my 30th year, I want to be a millionaire, and that's the real talk of it. But I ain't see it happening. I'm like, listen, I'm tired of selling chicken plates. I love selling food and doing events. But after a while, I was like, how much labor intensive on my body do I have to become? Because I do that and I teach full time. So it's like, I needed to find a solution. So going into 2020, I said, God, I really want to have a millionaire mentor. So I already been following you. I reached out to you. She didn't respond though, but it's okay though. I got her personal number now though. It's okay. I got the number. So, but you know what though? That planted the seed in my mind, because I saw you doing certain things. I saw you getting houses, doing stuff for your church and community. And I'm like, wow, like not only is she paid, but she's actually being fruitful. And that's what I wanted to connect myself to. So it was a flyer posted that you're going to be in South Jersey. Halima actually went with me that night. And so we almost didn't go. And then Angela called, hey, you coming tonight? And I'm like, oh, man, now I got to go. And I'm so glad I did, because I actually came late, but then the way God orchestrated it, as soon as you was coming from your hotel room, we were coming right in the door. So it was like, I knew, okay, so I know I'm where I'm supposed to be. And from that moment, I'm like, listen, if you pray for a multimillionaire mentor who's doing all of this great stuff, it's a no-brainer. And so from that moment, like, I think I was like kind of stalking y'all, like, okay, so what I got to do now? What I got to do? Because I'm like, listen, one thing about me is I'm a business person. I've been doing I started business when I was 10, so I have 20 years of business experience. So for me, it's like, listen, I know this works. So how do I start to become fruitful and put the works to work? And so after that moment, and when I saw your screenshot, that's when I'm like, what is Dr. Jill doing? Because I see stuff elevating and expanding. It took me a while to get it, but I was challenged by my friend Halima, because that's my best friend right there. And she really motivated me to really, really start studying myself. And even with Kyle too, like every day we're really motivating each other to really just be better,
Yeah. Wow. You came to that meeting in Philly and you've been like on fire ever since. I've seen you dig in, on average. So you saw the expansion, and that's what I love about this space. Everybody that comes into this space that says, I'm going to grow, I'm going to learn, that's what happens to them. They change. I mean, just even in a little bit of time that we've been connected, I see change on you. I see growth in you, I know I'm going to see the same thing on, Halima and Kyle, like that, like for those of us to take it seriously, we're like, hey, stretch me. Hey, change me. Hey, grow me, because the world is growing and changing, and it's not going to slow down just because you decide that you don't want to go with it. And so, so I definitely see that growth on you. So you came in, you saw the information, you got signed up. I introduced you to Angela and Auntie Jeannie. Shout out to both of them. Amazing.
Martina as well too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Martina. Yeah. Hey, shout out to Martina. Yeah. And so you have the support system, but you also took responsibility for growing. Talk a little bit about how much time on average, have you been spending since you got started?
So even at work, I'm doing it. So like I was on my iPad while I'm teaching class. My boss might see this, so I'm sorry. But so I'll have my iPad while I'm teaching. So I'm teaching class. I'm looking at the trades. But you know what? Because I have certain goals that I want to make, financially and spiritually, as well as just to change my life. I know I have to be intense about it. You know, you're gonna get in what you put out of this. You know, if you ask for help, somebody will eventually help you. You know, Dr. Jewel, anytime I ask you for help, hey, if I ask Martina, Auntie J, or Angela, we navigate together. And that's the beauty of this platform is like, listen, we do it together. But on average, what we started doing was Halima, I don't know, she might share this part of the story about this text she sent me when she first signed up. And that's what really challenged me. Like, listen, I really got to focus with this. And from that text message, she really got on me. And that's why, you know, we're friends like that, you know, in college, we're friends as well, too. But what Halima really motivated me to know what I'm talking about. So we started doing on FaceTime, trading together. And so on FaceTime, we called it trade. She's like, what'd she say? And I'm like, oh, well, let's just go on Zoom. And so after that, we started trading on Zoom together. And we started with 2 people on Zoom, me and her. So now, even at 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to barely stay up for Dr. K, you know, and now it's about, today we had about 22 people on our live, you know, and it's dope because we're learning and earning together. And now stuff that we didn't know, we're able to ask questions. So we trade live Tuesday through Thursday from 7 to about like 10. And then sometimes we go on nighttime and trade as well, too, because we got bags to catch.
Yeah. And you guys have done it together. You know, I love that. You brought your team in. You said, let's get on Go Live. So you guys are getting on the I Am Academy, watching that together on Zoom.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really taking it to the next level. Okay. All right. So introduce Halima. I want to hear this story.
Okay. All right. So Halima, we met at Johnson & Wells. We're both chefs. Actually, she went further. She's a culinary nutritionist. Let me not mess up her title. She's super dope. She's from the Philly area. And what I appreciate about our friendship, you have those friends we can really count on to tell you the truth, as well as really be there for you. And that's that friend we're approaching like 12 years of friendship. And I'm just blessed to have as my friend. Like when I say that's my girl right there, like right there, that's my homie right there. And we're really working together. And she's just awesome. Like, but I'm not going to tell her business because she's super dope. I'll let her tell you herself.
Hey girl.
Hello. I can't hear anything Josh was saying, but I'm for sure he said some wonderful things.
He did, girl. He said he loved you, boo. He loved you. So, okay.
Yes, we've been best friends ever since high school. So, I mean, high school, since college. So I know for sure he said some phenomenal things. Thank you so much, Josh.
Yeah, no. So you came to the meeting with Josh that night. So were you like, I ain't doing this? Or were you like, I'm in? What was your take?
So actually, at first, it was so funny because I watched your television show. So I kind of knew of you, and I know you're about your money. So I'm like, whatever she's doing, I know she about her money. So let me like at least listen. You know what I mean? So we actually were coming into the event, and you were right there, and you were like so humble, like you were just. Well, I mean, everybody's a regular person, but you know how some people act. You were just very down to earth. You like gave us a hug, took a picture with us. So it was a very good experience. And then when you asked me, did I trade? Like I said, I trade cryptocurrency. So I had already had experience with that. So when you asked, I was like, that was an odd thing for her to ask. And so because I didn't know what the platform was about. So then we came and we were listening and everything.
You breaking up just a little bit, Halima. You breaking up just a little bit.
Wait, Halima, you're breaking up. Yeah.
You're breaking up just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if you maybe can double check your Wi-Fi. Okay, try to talk now. We heard you.
You might have to log back in. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Kyle.
So I'm going to go to Kyle. So me and Kyle have been cool for 5 years, and he's an amazing person. And another one keeps me on my toe, keeps me real, like keeps things real with me. And I think too, the blessing part about my friends is that we create an atmosphere where we want to be transparent because we grow together, you know. And so when I was talking about the platform, you know, he has he just said, well, let me do my research, you know. And I appreciate that because no, you want to know what you're talking about, at least what's going on. And once he got on live, he thought he was going like leave, but I'm like, nah, bro, you stay. And now, like, he's only been in for a couple of weeks. Honestly, been in a couple of weeks, and he's taking leadership with our calls and training as well too. So he's super, super dope, really, really smart, and he's catching his bag with us. But go ahead, Kyle.
Wait, hold on, Alima. I hear you, honey. I just don't see you. So make sure you remove your cam. All right, Kyle. What's up, bro?
What's going on, everybody? Can y'all
So,
hear me? I have my headphones in. Can y'all hear me okay?
yeah. So tell us, Josh reached out to you. He called you. Is that how you found out?
Josh texted me about Forex. I had actually heard about Forex through, I'm a flight attendant, so I had actually heard about Forex through one of my coworkers. We were sitting on the jump seat and she was telling me her husband, he actually buys Bitcoin, and she was just telling me about cryptocurrency and stuff like that. So I kind of I bookmarked it because I was okay financially, where like I was hitting my goals, so I didn't really need. I felt like I didn't need anymore. So, but when Josh hit me up about it, I was like, oh, I already heard about this. I'll get to it when I get to it. So what I did was I'm still getting paid for being a flight attendant. So right now, this whole pandemic, I've just been home, just like trying to keep a routine. I fell off the routine. I got bored. So I said, you know what? Let me go to Amazon. Let me give me a little side hustle at Amazon real quick. Make a little bag at Amazon. I'm bored. I might as well go make a little bag overnight. I worked 2 shifts, just 2. And I hit Josh up like, you know what? I think I'm gonna look into Forex, like you said. Because people making it's sad, and everybody has to make their money. And I was even like ministering to a girl that was there, like, you making 3 something for about what 36 40 hours, about 300 and change. You taking away at Amazon, and it's like a sweatshop in there. When you could come on Forex, you could educate yourself, and you could make that in an hour. You could make that in a trade if your money's right. You know what I'm saying? So I got in. Josh knows that he can't just put something on my lap and I'm just gonna run with it. I did my due diligence, which I tell everybody to do. Do your due diligence. And I think that in Forex, when you do go and do your research, I think you're gonna come to the same conclusion as me. Everybody's different, but I think you will come to the same conclusion, especially if you are trying to build your wealth overall in your life. I think you'll come to the same conclusion where you just jump into the I Am Academy, or you'll jump into Forex. You just get started and you just start learning. So then we got on the lives again. Josh had to give me like, because I learned different from everybody. So Josh had to keep telling me, get on live, get on live, get on live. I'm like, Josh, I'm not getting on these Zoom calls. I'm not getting on these Zoom calls. No. Got on the Zoom calls. Now I'm on the Zoom calls all the time. Ask Josh. I used to wake up at like, what, Josh, like 5 p.m. Now I'm up at 7 in the morning trying to get on a live. Like, and what I love about that I Am Academy too is like I said, I'm a flight attendant. My sleeping schedule is already crazy. But what I love is that it's just around the clock. I'll be up at midnight with this guy called Mike. He be answering all my questions. I'm sure he's sick of me, but Mike be answering everything. Josh even sent me, I had a question for Josh, and Josh just so happened to be watching Mike, and he recorded, he said, oh, Kyle asked me this question. So he recorded it and he sent it to me. I said, Josh, that was me. Mike called me by my last name. He calls me Haynes. I said, but he answered me. That was me that just asked that question. I said, I'm on it. I'm good. I got this. But yeah, like Josh said, I'm a natural like helper. I can't sit by and not help people. So I got on the Zoom and I see people asking certain questions. Nobody's answering them. I'm just gonna if I have the answers, I'm just gonna naturally jump in and answer them. And that's just what I started doing. And it's just.
So let me ask you this. I love your story. Thank you for that. Let me ask you this, because you said something that I think is really good. You said, I'm a flight attendant. I'm good. I meet my goals. Being in this space, do you feel like it's expanded your goals?
Oh, for sure. I think it opens you up to new possibilities. It opens you up to things that you probably weren't even thinking about yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you see people's story, like your story, you see people, like I said, we can't talk numbers, but Josh just showed me not Josh. Well, we were talking about it and I saw like a breakdown of what you could potentially make a month should you get into the business side of it. And I'm like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a month. Some flight attendants make that chairman 100 salary in a year. It takes us a year to get the year. We get paid well, but listen, there's getting paid well and then there's getting paid very well. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a big difference. It definitely has broadened my horizons. I'm a writer as well, so it kind of frees me up. I'm editing my first book that I'm trying to get published, and it freed me up into my mindset at first was I'm gonna have to go through a publishing house and I'm gonna have to meet all their criterias. Well, now I can go in the market and get my money. I could publish my book myself, put it out there, on a platform or how I see fit. I don't have to meet anybody's criteria. I can just go get the money, publish it myself. So definitely has opened me up to a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, and I think that's what I love. Like, I mean, even for me, I always consider myself to be a big dreamer, but I'm dreaming so much bigger than what I was last year. Even just in a year time. Like, I see growth in my own self. I see growth in how I view global issues and how I handle, so to speak, conflict. Just how my perspective about humanity even, and it's just grown and developed, and it's because of the conversations we're having. You guys, when you join this platform, you have access to some of the most brilliant minds that are walking the earth right now, getting a chance to see the charts through their eyes. Why are they saying buy Bitcoin right now? Why are they saying sell gold right now? Why are they, why are the feds printing more money? What does that mean that the feds are printing more money? What does that mean for inflation? What does it mean for cryptocurrency? Like, all of a sudden, all these things that I never really understood, I'm understanding them, and then I'm getting the opportunity to meet amazing people like yourself and ask you questions about, how did you get here? What was a lot of money? Like you said, before I got here, what is a lot of money now? Like you said, the possibilities that open up to you so much. And that's what I hope that everybody's getting. Yeah, you're going to learn how to trade foreign currency and cryptocurrency in this space. You're definitely going to do that. But I really want everybody to understand that it's overall growth and development. It's like a hyper growth, right? Mm-hmm. And it's an understanding of worldviews and basically putting yourself on the right side of money so that you can put yourself in a position to become wealthy. So if a flight attendant was watching right now, Kyle, what would you say to them?
Well, I always used to tell flight attendants that you should have multiple streams of income. I didn't know that it was biblical until I saw Dr. Kirkland. So I'm not like trying to be prophetic or anything like that. But I used to always tell flight attendants, with your money, make your money work for you. Like, always have multiple streams of income. With our job, it allows us so much time. So do something, pick up your hobbies, make them your businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, do what you got to do. And now with Forex, it's kind of like, it's a double whammy almost, like if you want to stay a flight attendant, you can. Forex, you could do it 24 hours. Why not get both bags? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I would definitely tell my flight attendant friends, get into Forex. And if you find yourself like very confused, get into the I Am Academy. The platform is amazing. Like, it's amazing. Like, and trust me, Josh knows. I fight him every day. Like, Josh, I'm leaving. 2 months, I'm out. I'm probably not going anywhere in 2 months. I'm probably gonna still be here with y'all in 2 months. But it's just because, I don't know. It's nothing like the platform. It's nothing like the platform. I learned from Baby Pips. I learned from YouTube, but it makes me feel so good that I can just log on and go to a Go Live or recorded sessions and just pick up information, little tidbits and tidbits that'll make me a better trader and make me more money. I don't think it could hurt educating yourself to make more money.
No, you definitely can't. I mean, because at some point, what I love is, I just had a girl on here a couple of weeks ago. She's working 2 jobs, and one of them was a pretty decent job at a bank, and she quit both of them. Her trading in 1 week has superseded what she was making in a month. Mm-hmm. So like she said, it was a no-brainer. And she said, after 6 months, she said, I really can quit. Like, I'm consistently withdrawing money, like literally pulling money out, All right, Halima. So you got involved.
I'm sorry. I ended up having to go to my prayer room because this is the only place that had reception. So
you good, girl. You good. So you get in, and what has your experience been?
My experience.
You've never traded before, right?
Not in the Forex market. Like I said, I did cryptocurrency, but it was more like a long-term play, like a buy and hold type of situation. I've never done day trading. So with the day trading, it's like completely different. Being able to watch the charts and analyze the charts as it's making moves by the minute, by the second, is very different than, you know, having insight on a coin that's about to, you know, fluctuate or go crazy in the market or something like that. That's a different type of experience than with the day trading. So the academy is phenomenal. It's so simple. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when you join something, it's like you have to learn all of this stuff. You have to go through all of these trainings. And yes, you do have to take your time and you do have to watch the videos, but you're learning while you're earning. So you have that demo account that you can trade while you're on with the live sessions. And with the other, like when I learned cryptocurrency and how to trade and everything like that, it was more like just watch the videos and that's it. But this educational platform is completely different because they have the live component. They have the live educators that are on all day, every day. And they're calling out trades. And not only are they just calling out trades just to call out trades, because anybody can do that. They're calling out trades and they're explaining the trades so that you can grow as a trader. You don't want to always be dependent on somebody else, because when they aren't on and you feel like trading, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know, they have the scanners, the harmonic scanner. I'm loving the harmonic scanner. Like I've been loving it. And I'm just like, that comes with your package. A lot of times what happens is when you buy something, you have to buy all of these upgrades. Yes, they do have upgrade platforms that you can buy and scanners and everything like that. But the one that comes with the package is very beneficial and very profitable.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that aspect of it as well.
Yeah, no, that's really good. And, you know, all of you have been amazing. And I think, you know, all of you kind of said something different that I love. Kyle, first of all, he said, hey, I was a flight attendant. I felt like I was doing good. So I came into this space and was like, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. And so it does. It broadens your horizons. And then Halima, you know, like you said, to have a live educators that you can actually ask questions to and you can trade with like almost any time of the day or night that works for you. And, you know, of course, Chef, you coming in and you kind of already knew what the possibilities were. You sat up under big dreamers and big thinkers, but you were like, okay, what is going to be the strategy though? And that's the part that I want people to understand. You can believe for the wealth transfer. You can hear the word of God taught, but then it's like, okay, what is the strategy? And that's what we have right here. We have a real life strategy where you can actually plug in China and say, okay, show me what I'm looking at, and trade with educators that are brilliant. And I mean, making, you know, I'll just say goobs gobs because we can't talk numbers, and they're teaching people. I mean, Josh, when I saw Josh's screenshot yesterday of what he's making, averaging on a day, that's amazing because he's not even been in a full year.
No, I've only been in since I started trading in February. My goal was to make what I make at my job every day, and try to start doubling it every single week. So every week, next week, I have a little higher goal. But honestly, it's because you sent me those screenshots originally. I'm like, if this is what my mentor is doing, you know, I got to do it too. So I'm like, listen, I'm right behind, because we put the same amount in that you told me. I'm like, listen, I don't know how she got from here to here, but I know I got to double that, because if she's on that amount, I'm putting that same in. Because listen, you're a millionaire, but I want to be one too. So I got to flow how you flowing. If you flow that initial amount, listen, I'm right behind you with that.
Yes, no, and I'm proud of you for that, because sometimes we don't keep our word to ourselves. And I just want to encourage you that, like, if you are going to keep your word to yourself, you have to take on, like, you know, because somebody asked me before, they said, well, you know, is this just going to be 3 months? I'm like, this is really lifelong, because guess what? Remember, in September, the iPhone 12 is coming out. Then next year, something else is going to be coming out. Right now, we have Cash App, right? But guess what? Another online transaction platform is getting ready to emerge. It's going to offer more benefits. So it's the same thing in this space. When I started in this space 4 years ago, we just offered foreign exchange. Then we added on, okay, we're going to teach about cryptocurrency. Okay, then we're going to teach you about trade indices. Okay, now we're going to teach you about trading commodities. Okay, now we're going to teach you how to trade stock options. So you have to tell yourself, okay, I'm getting ready to put myself in a position to learn and then earn at the same time and then keep learning, because things right now, I'm telling you, IM is in the lab and they got some stuff that they're releasing. I believe it's going to be released before the end of 2020. And it is these guys, we are what we call a futurist company. Extremely innovative category creator. There's no other educational platform, and I'm not just saying that because I've been here, but I've kind of dibbled and dabbled and stuff like that. But there's no other, right, net spend, exactly, gaining and momentum over Cash App. Good job, China. There's no other platform where we have this kind of education and this kind of camaraderie. So camaraderie. So I want to encourage you guys, get back with the person that invited you on here today. I wanted to bring on these powerful, powerful stories from everyday people. We're just everyday people, guys, who made a decision that we wanted more out of life, who made a decision that we weren't going to quit on ourselves, that made a decision that we were going to commit, because for so many different reasons we need to be wealthy, not just for the house and the car, though I want you to have that. I want you to have houses, okay? But it's also to be able to make an impact and change people's lives. Every year, Jewel Tanker Foundation, we do something called Tech for Teens, where we give computers back in the inner city. We're getting ready to start ramping up for that. But did you know 80% of the inner city don't have computers? We did a partnership with Comcast and they offer free Wi-Fi. But 80%, who's going to change that? We can't wait for a president or a governor or a mayor. It has to be people in the community that love the community, that make impact in the community. I'm not even expecting things. I think sometimes we expect things from people in authority that we don't expect from ourselves. And it's better to put a greater demand on yourself to grow and learn so you can help somebody else than to sit around waiting for somebody else to do what you really have been called to do. So guys, this has been amazing. What would be the last things that you would share with everybody real quick? 1 minute from each of you. What would be the last thing they're thinking, they're wondering, is this for them? What would be the last thing that you would tell them?
This is a no-brainer. Just seeing Dr. Jewel, following her wherever she goes, I'm going. I was in Detroit with her, and what really clicked with me with Forex was seeing how if you need something, go into the market and get it yourself. So if I want to buy this house, go into the market and get it. If I need, like, whatever you need to do, you start to become your own bank, and you can really start living your best life. Don't wait. If you want to wait, guess what? Each day you're waiting, somebody who really needs to be blessed by this platform and who's looking at you, they're waiting on you, and you're not moving. So the blessing's not just for you, it's for other people too. Don't wait. Listen, I'm trying to be with Dr. Joe on this private jet over here somewhere. So listen, you got to get yours. But I know for a fact, though, this has been one. I believe in this more than my business at this point, because I see it. And I know that with the market crashing with Corona, I lost so much bread. And now this has not only replaced it, it's starting to double what I'm starting to do. So thank you, Dr. Joel.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm so proud of you for just trusting your instinct and going after it and being hungry. Some people just not hungry enough. You didn't got too passive and too sluggish, and you need to get your fight back. All right.
I would just like to just leave with people that you hear a lot of things, and when people are making money in something, you kind of, sometimes people think it's unrealistic, like it's unbelievable, like they're not really doing that, or if they're doing that, I can't do that. You can do it. Everyone can do it. You might not have been introduced to anything like this before, and the amount of money that you could possibly make, yes, it's a risk to it. Everything has a risk. But like Josh said, if you continue to wait, somebody else is not going to be blessed, and you're not going to be blessed. The people that you have in your life that you're supposed to be blessing are not going to be blessed because you're not taking on this opportunity. And another thing I would say is set goals, because when you are making money differently, like we've been taught all our life to work hard, work hard, work hard. This is not necessarily working hard as in a physical sense, but it's working hard in the mental sense. And plus, it can get overwhelming. You're like, okay, I got all this money. What do I do? And greed can take over. So many things can take over. So keeping your emotions in check, setting goals and saying, I'm getting out the market. I'm closing the computer. I'm just putting down my phone. I'm going to do something else because my goal was met for that day or that time period or whatever, and move on, because you don't want to get into a cycle of greed. You don't want to get, you want to wealth build. You want to build day by day. I didn't get to talk about it that much because my phone cut off, but the compounding chart, look that up. Just Google compounding chart and see how people that are wealthy, banks, this is how they make their money. They compound their money. They don't just have daily goals of the same amount each day. I'm making $100 a day, $100 a day, $100 a day. No. I'm making this amount, and then I'm going to grow it by 8%. I'm going to grow by 5%. I'm going to grow by 10% by percentage. Not a dollar amount. So
you see that is what this my. You see why this is my friend right here?
See, that's why this
I'm sorry I cut off that.
See, they came over here and got all kinds of wealth revelation. Hey.
Listen, it's about wealth building. So don't think it's a get. I don't even know how to say that phrase because I don't believe in it. So
let me ask you this. Before you came here, did you always see yourself as developing wealth, or were you just like?
Oh yes, definitely. And the thing about it is that I've never seen it. For me, I'll be the first one in my generation, like in my family, to accrue wealth to this magnitude. I'm already claiming that. But so I know, like, my family they have an entrepreneurial spirit, but sometimes with entrepreneurs, we get in the grind of it. We get in the thick of things. Like, I have my own business. I'm a culinary nutritionist. So you get into the grind of things and you go by the dollar amount. Like, I want to make $100 a day. I want to have this many clients so I can make this amount of money. I'm like, no, wealthy people make money from money. They don't make money from people, places, and things. They make money from money. So if you want to build upon your money, you have to be investing your money in the right places. You have to be learning the right strategies. You guys talked about strategies. You have to be learning wealth strategies. You have to be learning wealth strategies. Strategists are the people that are winning. So if you want to expound upon your wealth and you want to build wealth, because anybody can have money. You can work 24 hours a day and make $100 off of a sale and accrue money, but you're going to be working for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
When you build wealth and gain assets, then that's a whole nother ballgame. A lot of us have not seen that.
I love it. I love
it over there. Second service.
Yeah, I'm telling you that it was the perfect fit for her. This platform was the perfect fit. She was clear she wanted to become wealthy. She was clear that she needed education and strategies to do it and to be around a focus group that could support that. So huge. Kyle.
So Josh and Halima hit a lot of important points. I'm just going to hit two extra ones. First, like I said, do your due diligence. And you do yourself a huge disservice when you only go off of other people's experiences. Get in and experience it for yourself. I promise you, if you get in and really do the work, you're not going to go anywhere. That's a promise that I can make. The second thing is get younger people involved. Like, we need our young people involved because we don't teach financial education in the school system. So get your young people involved, get them started earlier. That's the best thing you could do. The earlier you start, the earlier you can stop. You can have somebody that's retired at 25. I know people that are retired at 32, 33, 34, 35. That's ridiculous. But it's because they had the training from such an earlier age. So get young people involved. Your parents, if parents are on, aunts, uncles, get the younger people involved. Give them a little $50, start an account. Let them start playing it on a demo account. Let them learn. They're gonna grasp it quick anyway. They may even help you. They may even turn around and start helping you. So get the young people involved. They're very important. Don't forget about them as you're climbing these ladders to success.
That is off the chain. Y'all got a lot of love on here today. Susan Williams was on here like, she was tearing this chat up. We love you, Susan. Nah, but this is really, really good. I appreciate it. I want to encourage you guys. I'm on here every morning having these wealth conversations at the same time, Monday through Friday. We got more and more powerful things for you Thursday and Friday. Also tonight, for those of you that would love to tune in to Ben and I, we have our online Destiny Center Church. Get on Destiny Center Facebook Live at 7 p.m. It's going to be so good tonight. We're teaching on resetting, refocusing, and recharging. So anyway, guys, I love you. You guys are amazing today. Thank you.
Thank
Y'all,
you for having us.
y'all help
Thanks
me
for
all
having us.
weekend. I'm so glad I'm in this space. I'm like, yes, God, thank you. All right, love you guys. Thank you. Get back to the person who invited you on the watch.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Get
Bye.
started today. Y'all that are
Bye.
watching, get started today. Bye.
Okay.